How's it going? My name's Caleb, and I'm the owner of Project Rise Fitness, and I wanted to give you an introduction of what the 6-week challenge will entail. So, we were the trainers for the show Extreme Weight Loss on ABC. We trained 36 morbidly obese individuals over the course of 2 seasons, and got to be a part of their whole transformation. They weighed 400 and 500 pounds. And we learn the ins and outs of what transformation entails. So that's kind of the premise for creating this challenge and getting this challenge going. We think that there's 3 things that need to be in harmony to be successful with your fitness, whether you're trying to lose 5 pounds or trying to lose 100 pounds. But any transformation that happens, the 3 things that need to exist are diet, exercise, and your mindset. If our mindset's in a great place and our diet's in a great place, but we're not exercising, we're gonna struggle. If we have diet and exercise with no mindset piece, we're gonna struggle. So the goal of the challenge is to put all 3 of those things together and create something that is gonna be more sustainable in the long run. Now, the first piece is mindset. When we worked with the show, we kind of saw how this was really the nuts and bolts of success. We always say, what's your why? Now everyone that's what's your goal? Everyone has goals, and a lot of times we hear well, I want to be healthier, or even I want to lose some weight. What we like to do is take it a step further and say, what's your why? Let's make it specific and tangible just for you. So an example of that could be, hey, there's a red dress sitting in my closet that I want to be able to fit into, and I currently can't. And so I want to walk in front of my bedroom mirror, look at my body and the way it's shaped, and fit into that red dress and feel proud of the way I look. That's my why. Another example could be, hey, and when I have grandkids, I want to be running around in the park with my grandkids. I have gray hair, and I want to be playing tag with them and know that I can do that, and not that I'm that grandpa or grandma sitting on the bench, saying, good job, kids. That's a why. So it's really, really important that you know what your why is. This is always where we start. Through the interview process, we try to help you figure out what that might be. Your why is we always say it's like an onion. And it's something that you have to keep peeling back. So in the beginning, you might start with, hey, I want to fit into the red dress, but maybe it starts evolving into, well, wait, why do I struggle with confidence? And that's why I want to be able to fit into the red dress. And so what do I need to do to keep building that confidence? And then why am I not confident? So that's kind of the basis for finding your why. The reason this is important is when you're laying in bed, no matter in the morning, and you're supposed to go to the gym and it's early, and you wake up and you're tired, you didn't sleep well, you have to get to work early, you have to run kids around, you have errands to do, you have all these different things that start popping into your head. The difference of people that are really in charge of their health and people that aren't is not that those thoughts suddenly magically go away. It's that they have the power to overcome those thoughts. And it all starts with understanding why you're doing what you're doing. So a tool we like to use is when you're laying in bed and you're like, forget it, I'm just gonna sleep an extra 30 minutes. I didn't even sleep last night. You say, what's more important? Sleeping for 30 minutes or my why? Fitting into that red dress, going to the doctor and getting a report about my blood lipid levels and being, having them drop and be where they need to be. That's more important. That's what actually motivates you, gets you out of bed. That's the statement that can overcome wanting to sleep longer. We can use it in restaurants when we're making food choices. You need to reference it often. So that's the premise of what's your why. We have a whole seminar where we talk about this specifically, because your why evolves, it changes, and the goal is how do we find tips that help us overcome these statements. The second piece is the nutrition piece. What we're doing is we're following a Whole30 or a paleo diet. Paleo in a nutshell, we're trying to get rid of dairy, we're trying to get rid of grains and sugars, and we're trying to get rid of processed foods. And the goal of it is to get back to whole foods, things that, meats, veggies, nuts, that kind of stuff. We have a bunch of resources that are included with the challenge. One explaining more about the diet specifically and what it's for. We have recipes, meal plans, shopping lists, travel guides, restaurant guides, a bunch of different guides to help make this process easier. You don't have to use those, but they're a great resource for those that want, especially that first couple weeks of like, I don't know where to begin, I don't know what to cook. And paleo is fun. Like in the beginning, it's hard because it's we are getting rid of some foods you're used to, but then all of a sudden you start realizing like, oh wow, bacon isn't the devil, and I can eat a lot of avocados, and so there's some cool things about the paleo diet that allows you to eat certain foods. We have some seminars that we do for the nutrition. We do a paleo on a budget. So if you're trying to shop and get somewhere cheap, like how to shop paleo at Walmart is one of the concepts. You don't have to go to Whole Foods. Another one is sustainable nutrition. And this is a really big concept. For 6 weeks, we're following a very strict diet. But the goal is that after the diet's over, it's all about what do we need to do to make this sustainable, and not just, okay, how do we need to give up sugar forever? No, if you're a person that goes to happy hour and enjoys going to happy hour with your girlfriends on Friday night, how do we make that work? Okay, we know that you're gonna have a couple of glasses of wine or mixed drinks. We know you're probably gonna have some of the appetizers. So instead of saying, I'm just gonna eat salad and have water and hang out with my friends anyway, you're setting yourself up for failure. This is how you fall off, then you feel ashamed, then you have no plan or regimen, and that's the downward spiral. You lose your confidence about yourself. So instead, let's create a situation for yourself so you can go into it and say, all right, I'm limiting myself to 2 drinks. In the morning leading up to it, I'm gonna have these types of foods so that I don't, super healthy. I'm going really low carbohydrates and having low fat because I know I'm gonna be eating those in the appetizers, etc. So make a game plan for your nutrition. The third thing that we're doing in the challenge is exercise. To see long-term change, to improve your lung health, heart health, all that kind of stuff, we expect at least 3 days a week of attendance. Now, you can come more than that, but as a minimum, coming 3 times a week, it's hard to see a true change. Now, all of the attendance is 1-hour classes, and within our program, we have 2 different workout options. One of them is called Sport, one of them is called Life. Now, Sport is more strength focused, it's interval focused. We use barbells. You're still gonna be breathing hard and getting cardio in, but it's more high intensity, rest. We're using weights, we're working on skills. Whereas Life is more cardio focused. It's for weight loss and lean muscle. We use more kettlebells and dumbbells and body weight movements. It's beginner friendly, but it's not a beginner program, so anyone can do it at any level. We used this when we were training the guys on the show that weighed 500 pounds. So every time you show up to class, you get to choose. When we start out the challenge, we always have special modifications just for the challenge for those that are really starting at square one or they haven't worked out in years. So that's the basis of the workout program. All the classes are led by a coach. They're gonna instruct you on the movements. They're gonna show you how to do the movements. They're gonna ensure that you're doing them safely. That's our number one priority in every single class, is to make sure you're doing things safely. We always say when my coaches, there's a big difference between bad form and unsafe form. So kind of an example of that is when I'm first learning to play tennis, I might have really bad form swinging my racket, but if as long as I don't hit it as hard as I can, I could still be safe doing that. So we apply that same mentality to what we do in workouts. It's gonna take time to really learn the technique of everything, but we're gonna make sure you're using the right appropriate weight to keep you safe. The schedule for the challenge changes periodically, and we'll have that attached here on below. But the goal is 3 times a week. We do check in with attendance just to help. So if you're struggling, we always reach out to you, text you or call you and say, hey, what can we do? How do we better strategize your mornings? Do you need to work out in the morning instead of night? Like what are those strategies for that? The last piece is we do measurements and photos before and after the challenge. This is our way to track progress. So beginning results, end results, and then we set goals for you after the challenge. We also have a private Facebook group that is an awesome community that people are involved in, and they post recipes, post, hey, my knee's hurting tonight, post, hey, who's coming to class at 7:30, all these different types of questions, and it just helps create more of a community feeling to the challenge. So we all realize what we're doing together. If you guys have any questions about the challenge, please feel free to reach out. We've done a bunch of these challenges before, and it's amazing to watch the change that happens. And we wanted to create something that's kind of covers all the bases. So as long as you're working hard and you commit to, hey, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna work hard, we'll help do the rest. So take care, guys.